she's making more, according to him, I don't have the actual numbers, in one speaking engagement than an entire WNBA season, and she don't even have to leave the house. And Clark can get away with charging very high numbers and fees.
Caitlin Clark didn't even let the paint dry on the WNBA season before cashing her next check. While half the league is busy arguing over salaries and social media likes, Clark's already secured her first off-season job, and it's sending tremors through locker rooms everywhere. She's not chasing points or assists this time. She's chasing legacy, leverage, and a whole lot of money. And no one's feeling that sting harder than Angel Reese, who can't seem to escape the fact that once again, every headline belongs to Caitlin. And we'll reveal later on exclusive footage of Reese's hilarious reaction to Caitlin's speaking fee.
It's been very instrumental in shaping my career, and we had a sports psychologist and a therapist that would travel with our team and would be there for people that had performance anxiety or had, things going on completely outside of basketball that nobody knows about, nobody watching on TV knows about. And, at the end of the day, a lot of people forget we're humans. We have lives outside of sports, and we have problems outside of sports. We have a lot of great things outside of sports.
This move isn't just business, it's domination. While the WNBA stumbles through CBA drama, travel debates, and another season of Kathy Engelbert playing hide-and-seek with the media, Caitlin Clark's signing deals that make league salaries look like side hustles. But here's the kicker. These aren't shoe endorsements or commercials. These are corporate speaking gigs, $100,000 a pop, where Clark gets paid superstar money just to show up and talk about what she already does best, winning.
And it looked like Caitlin Clark has landed her first speaking gig of the offseason. His last offseason was Caitlin Clark $100,000 an hour speaking gigs. Well, I'm here to tell you, she is not taking long getting back to work, raking in the cash because she has landed.
And these aren't local meet and greets. We're talking Fortune 500 events, polished ballrooms, and checks so fat they'd make a Wall Street banker blush. According to reports, Caitlin's now commanding 6 figures per appearance to speak. She's literally getting paid more to talk about basketball than some players get for actually playing it. It sounds outrageous, but it's perfectly on brand for the woman who turned Iowa into must-see TV and single-handedly dragged the WNBA into the national spotlight. The season barely ended, and she's already the talk of the sports business world. So why are these companies calling Caitlin Clark and not Angel Reese? Let us know down in the comments below.
But she can also make some serious cash, and that's a virtual one right there. And according to an old LinkedIn post, her virtual speaking fee starts at $100,000, which is, you're talking about on Zoom or whatever, right? That is nuts.
Her next big gig? A featured keynote at the Long Island Association's Fall Conference, one of the most exclusive business events on the East Coast. This isn't some charity banquet. It's a paid corporate appearance at a luxury country club where executives talk multi-million-dollar deals over champagne and caviar. Clark's going to sit down with the association's president, Matt Cohen, to talk about her record-breaking rise, her leadership mindset, and how she's redefining women's sports in real time.
It looked like Caitlin Clark is headed to Long Island Association, bro. So we're stating Long Island Association joined the Long Island Association's president and CEO, Matt Cohen, moderates a special conversation with Caitlin Clark discussing her record-breaking performances, impact, and cultural influence on October the 29th at 10:30 to 12:30 in New York.
And here's where things get deliciously awkward for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark will earn in 1 hour what most players make in an entire season. The average WNBA salary sits around $120,000. Caitlin, she can make that in a morning, in full glam, speaking to people who actually appreciate her greatness. No hard fouls, no cheap elbows, no referees pretending to be blind, just air conditioning, applause, and 5-star catering. Meanwhile, the commissioner's probably still holding another urgent meeting about charter flights and marketing plans. That's the part that makes Angel Reese squirm. She's been desperate to be the league's face, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie turned pro personality. But Caitlin did it faster, bigger, and better. Angel can post all the selfies and sound bites she wants about respect and being real. But Caitlin's not chasing attention. She's cashing it.
She's become the protagonist, the opposite. She's the
instigator.
She's the instigator.
100%.
her post games reek a little bit of jealousy and bitterness.
Because this isn't just a gig, it's a power move. Every time Clark signs one of these deals, she's quietly changing the balance of power in women's sports. When one player becomes bigger than the league, the dynamic flips. Sponsors start asking themselves a dangerous question. Do we really need the WNBA logo when Caitlin Clark's name alone fills arenas? TV networks stop calling the league's PR office. They call her agent. For players like Angel, who thought their status was untouchable, it's a brutal reminder that relevance doesn't come from talking. It comes from producing. Caitlin's not waiting for the WNBA to figure itself out. She's building her own empire, one mic at a time. Think about it. Major athletes like Serena Williams, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady charge between $150,000 and $250,000 per speaking event. And Caitlin's already in that conversation. She's doing business panels with the same precision she runs a fast break. She's making corporate audiences cheer the way she makes fans roar from half court.
I don't know what it is, but these women forever hating on CC, dog. It's looking real spooky out there for a bunch of these WNBA stars.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is somewhere doom-scrolling, watching all the headlines shift again to Caitlin Clark. You can practically feel the envy through the screen. While Angel tweets cryptic quotes about being overlooked and doing it her way, Caitlin's out here preparing her keynote speech. One's fighting for clout, the other's printing invoices. And guess what we just discovered? Let's talk about Angel Reese's newest attempt to match Caitlin Clark's success. Remember how Clark's speaking fee made headlines at $100,000? Well, guess what? Reese has suddenly increased her own fee to the exact same amount. If you go to this popular website that's known to book sports speakers for the last 25 years, you'll conspicuously see Angel Reese's new speaking fee. Coincidence? I think not. Let's rewind to a few months ago, same website. But here, Reese's fee is not declared and they should be contacted for further information, but this story runs deeper than jealousy. It's about control. Caitlin Clark has built something no other WNBA player has ever achieved: total independence. While the rest of the league fights over collective bargaining points, Clark's proving she doesn't need the system to thrive. The WNBA needs her more than she'll ever need them. The power dynamic has shifted, and the league knows it. Every time her name trends, they get a free boost. Every time she speaks, she legitimizes the product. But here's the twist. It's her product now.
She's talking about, she's charging $100K for speaking events, and fans is like, Shrek? Since when? And you only doing this because of Caitlin.
It's no surprise that corporations understand her value better than the WNBA ever did. They see Caitlin for what she truly is: a global brand, not just a player. Her reach isn't confined to Indiana or Iowa, it's worldwide. Kids in Europe copy her form. Fans in Asia stream her highlights. Parents across America buy her jerseys for their daughters. Every generation of women's sports needed a trailblazer, and Caitlin Clark's the one who showed up. That's what makes her Long Island Conference appearance more than just another paycheck. It's a signal that the business world has crowned Caitlin Clark the face of women's sports, without needing league approval. Angel Reese can call herself the face of the WNBA all day long, but the reality is simple. When corporations are cutting six-figure checks for Clark to speak, they're telling the truth with their money, and it's not even close.
That's jealousy and envy and delusion, all mixed together. Angel Reese has done a couple of nice things, added some femininity to the way these women dress. Great. No one's tuning in to watch Angel Reese play basketball. She's not that skilled. She's not that good. She's an energy player. She gets rebounds. She gets puts back. But no one's tuning in to watch Angel Reese. It's just not happening.
While Angel's still chasing social media validation, Caitlin's busy mastering the one game that actually matters: the money game. She's turning her platform into power, her voice into value, and her influence into income. Every event she headlines reminds the world that she's not just part of the conversation, she is the conversation. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark isn't just collecting checks. She's rewriting the playbook for women's sports. She's showing that independence beats insecurity and substance always outlasts noise. While Angel Reese fumes, wondering why the spotlight keeps slipping away, Caitlin just keeps shining brighter. On the court, on the stage, and soon probably in the boardroom too.
I think the thing about leadership is like how you approach every single person is going to be completely different. And I think the thing that's helped me be successful throughout my career has been the relationships that I've been able to build with people. And every single person you have to approach differently because they come from a different background, they come from a different place. Somebody can be a little more tenderhearted, and for me, I'm probably want to be screamed at. Like, it's just everybody's a little bit different. So I think that's what's unique about leadership and being able to understand people, but that takes time, and building relationships is really important.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. When Caitlin Clark plays, the ratings explode. When she sits, the audience vanishes. That's not hype, that's hard math. She is the economy of the WNBA. So you can imagine the boardroom anxiety now that the league's biggest draw is out there making money completely independent of them. No WNBA logos, no sponsor kickbacks, no league marketing campaigns, just Caitlin, a microphone, and another massive payday. It's Caitlin Clark's world. The league's just trying to stay relevant in it. You can practically hear the alarm bells ringing in the front office. WNBA-aligned media outlets are scrambling to downplay the story. It's just one event, they say. Yeah, sure. That's what they said last year too, before one gig turned into half a dozen. Now, one speaking event trends on social media for 2 straight days, and suddenly, major sponsors are lining up with blank checks. The craziest part? She's doing all this in heels and a blazer, not sneakers and knee pads. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here posting filtered selfies about staying humble, while Caitlin's out here staying booked.
She's not Michael Jordan. She's not Magic Johnson. She's not Larry Bird. She's someone that taunted Caitlin Clark on a big stage. Those are the facts.
And let's be real. The jealousy is impossible to miss. You can almost see Angel scrolling through Twitter, fuming every time Caitlin's name trends. She's been trying to convince the world she's the WNBA's it girl, but Clark came in and took that crown in less than a season. Angel spent her first 2 years in the league talking about fashion, fame, and impact, while Caitlin's built an actual business empire. Reese might be worried about outfit deals. Caitlin's out here landing corporate partnerships that pay 7 figures. It's a different universe entirely, and deep down, Angel knows it. Because here's the reality check no one in the league wants to admit. Caitlin Clark has turned into something the WNBA has never had before. A player so powerful, she doesn't need their system. When one athlete's name becomes bigger than the league's logo, the power dynamic flips overnight. Brands start asking if they even need to go through the WNBA anymore. Fans start tuning in for the player, not the product. That's what Caitlin Clark has created, her own gravitational pull. And for players like Angel Reese who thought the spotlight was secure, that's got to sting.
Throughout the year, WNBA players were demanding to be given credit for elevating the league. Angel Reese claimed that she was along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media. They wanted us to believe that the WNBA was exploding in popularity. They wanted to keep all the credit for themselves while downplaying the impact of the only star in the league, Caitlin Clark.
Now, some fans have been wondering why Caitlin didn't join Unrivaled, that player-run off-season league by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. Simple. She doesn't need to. Unrivaled was made for players who need extra income and exposure. Caitlin Clark doesn't. She's already a global brand. Why risk injury in a side project when she can make the same money in 1 hour speaking to executives? That's not arrogance. That's intelligence. Caitlin's not playing pickup games for pennies. She's building generational wealth. That's the difference between talking about success and actually achieving it. Of course, the haters have to chime in. Some people online are saying she should use her platform to fight for others. Bro, she is fighting, just not the way you think. She's fighting by leading. She's showing every young woman in sports that you don't need to beg for respect. You can create your own value. Caitlin's building a roadmap that every athlete in the league could follow if they had the discipline. She's teaching independence, confidence, and self-worth. And that's exactly what terrifies the WNBA. Because once more players realize they can make real money outside the league, the control is gone. That's why you can practically hear the commissioner's office holding its breath every time her name trends.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
And this Long Island Association event? It's just the start. This isn't a casual speaking gig. It's Caitlyn's corporate coming out party. It's a signal flare to every major company in America that she's open for business. Next up, expect another Nike campaign. Maybe a Netflix docuseries. Maybe even a youth basketball academy with her name on the gym doors. Oh wait, she's already done all of those and more. Every deal from here on out happens outside of the WNBA's grasp. Meanwhile, the league's PR team is busy tweeting vague statements about growth and momentum. Great buzzwords. Caitlyn's not tweeting, she's executing. She's not waiting for the WNBA to catch up. She's building her own economy from scratch. Now, here's where it gets hilariously poetic. Caitlyn's Long Island speech is on October 29th, 2 days before the WNBA's CBA expires. Picture this. While the league is spiraling into labor disputes and pay negotiations, their biggest star will be sitting in a New York ballroom addressing CEOs about leadership and success. The optics? Brutal. The headlines? Automatic. WNBA faces lockout, while Caitlyn Clark cashes in. You couldn't script better irony if you tried.
Once again, WNBA players are getting exactly what they wanted. Here is your chance to prove that you can make it without Caitlyn Clark. Here is your chance to prove that you're all stars, instead of the reality, which is you're in the spotlight of the real star.
The WNBA's never dealt with a player like her. They can't fine her. They can't frame her as difficult. She's professional, composed, and scandal-free. She doesn't fight with teammates or take cheap shots at rivals. She doesn't need controversy to trend. She just wins and cashes checks while doing it. That's why Angel's envy burns deeper. She's realizing that Caitlyn has mastered everything she's tried to fake: authenticity, professionalism, and excellence. Caitlyn doesn't need to say she's the face of the league. The world already decided that for her. And here's what makes it worse for Angel. People like Caitlyn. Even casual fans who don't follow women's basketball respect her. They see her focus, her humility, her drive. She doesn't talk about fame. She talks about the work. She doesn't act entitled. She earns it. That's what makes her bulletproof. The WNBA can't control her, the media can't spin her, and bitter players can't drag her down. Caitlyn's reputation stands taller than the entire system that tried to contain her.
Shooting 39% on the year, as a power forward, as a 4, as somebody who shoots within 5 feet of the basket on, let's say, 90% of your field goal attempts, that's not too good.
But the real nightmare scenario for the WNBA? It's not jealousy. It's the possibility that Caitlyn Clark realizes she doesn't need to come back. Think about it. If she ever took a season off, the league's ratings would crater overnight. Sponsorships would dry up. Ticket sales would evaporate. The whole system would wobble. Meanwhile, Caitlyn wouldn't lose a cent. She'd just keep signing deals and building her legacy. That's what true power looks like. And the best part? She doesn't even have to brag. She doesn't post about it, doesn't clap back at critics, doesn't engage with drama. She lets the numbers speak. Every time Forbes mentions her, every time a new headline drops about another deal, the gap between her and everyone else grows wider. She's turned professionalism into a superpower, and the rest of the league can't keep up. This offseason, Caitlyn Clark turned herself into a one-woman business school. The WNBA's still arguing about charter flights and travel budgets while she's on stage giving keynote speeches to millionaires. Every move she makes becomes national news. Every silence becomes a headline. Even her downtime turns into strategy. That's how you know you've reached a level beyond sports. The level Angel Reese's PR team keeps pretending she's on. The truth is, the WNBA was never ready for a player like Caitlyn Clark. They wanted marketable, controllable stars. Instead, they got a generational icon who outgrew their system before she even stepped into the court. Caitlyn doesn't need the WNBA spotlight. The spotlight follows her everywhere she goes. So when she walks into that Long Island ballroom, calm, poised, and perfectly confident, everyone in attendance will realize the same thing. They're not just looking at an athlete. They're looking at a brand, a mogul, a movement. And somewhere across the country, Angel Reese will be scrolling through her phone, refreshing her feed, watching Caitlyn Clark trend again, and wondering how it feels to lose a spotlight she never really owned in the first place. So, why are these companies calling Caitlin Clark and not Angel Reese? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.